The Fedorov Avtomat has long been a favourite of many medics on Battlefield 1. The fact that it is an automatic weapon gives it an edge over many other weapons in the medic class, and from what I can tell, loads of people love it on the console port of the game. On PC, it's still no slouch though, with the capabilities of melting enemies at that close to medium engagement range. In this video, I'll take a look at the statistics of both variants of the Fedorov and then compare it to rivals in its class. From a personal point of view, the Fedorov is a weapon that I've used a fair bit since the In the Name of the Tsar DLC where it was released. However, even since the TTK 2.0 update, it's not been a weapon that I've gone to immediately in the class. There are so many different choices now with the M1907, the 8.25, the RSC. There's lots of different stuff that I can pick from, but the Fedorov is still the only automatic weapon, and it does have a very, very decent short range capability if you're hip firing, and we'll get into some more of those details within this video. So starting off, we have the damage and time to kill. With a maximum damage of 28, the Fedorov can only manage a 4-shot kill at best, assuming you don't hit headshots. At 31 meters, this changes to a 5-shot kill, and then at 39 meters, it changes to a 6-shot kill. When I'm looking at how many bullets it takes to kill an enemy, of course you have to take into account the magazine size. Say with an RSC you've got 6 rounds, it's a 2-shot kill, that means 3 kills are possible with 1 mag, but you usually get around 2. With the Fedorov you're looking at a 26 round magazine, which means you're probably going to be looking at around 4 kills with 1 mag, assuming you're hitting your shots. That's because you won't be as accurate with a weapon like the Fedorov, the RSC and 8.35 and weapons like that. You're going to be more accurate because you're taking your time with the shots, while the Fedorov being an automatic weapon, as long as you hit your first shot, you're still going to be pretty accurate, but you are going to be missing a couple of shots within that spray. Basically, what I take from this is if you're looking at longer range stuff, the Fedorov just isn't good enough for it. With that 5-shot to 6-shot kill at longer ranges, you're going to be really struggling, especially if you're holding down automatic fire. You're going to be tap firing to be accurate, and you might as well just use a gun that's better for that sort of stuff. With a 404 millisecond time to kill at very close range, the Fedorov is bang in the middle when it comes to effectiveness at that point blank range engagement. The 8.25 will do it in 337 milliseconds, which is far faster. The M1907 and Cherrigotti will do it in around 405 milliseconds, which is pretty much the same as the Fedorov, whilst the Farquhar Hill will kill at very close range in 469 milliseconds, which is slower. From past experience, if you're looking for that super close range blaster in the medic class, the Fedorov isn't always the best choice. The 8.25 seems to do a far better job in my opinion. After 30 meters, the TTK starts to drop off a fair bit as the bullets required to kill move from 4 to 5. This is just out of the weapon's effective range, so if you're using the Fedorov, stick to those closer ranges. It is possible to tap fire at range as I mentioned before, but that goes for any gun, and for that there are certainly better choices in the medic class. So which Fedorov variant should you use, the optical or the trench? So let's break it down, take a look at the advantages of the trench and then the advantages of the optical. So for the trench, you get less spread increase per shot when hip firing, so overall you're going to be looking at a gun that's comfortable in those close range conditions where you don't want to ADS, you just want to hip fire. When it comes to the optical, you get slightly less spread and less spread increase per shot when aiming down sights. This means if you're taking out somebody at a slightly longer range than point blank, it's going to be a lot easier to ADS and hold down left mouse button, your bullets will remain fairly accurate. However, you will definitely be more accurate if you are tap firing with this weapon because of course it's not a laser and the bullets aren't going exactly where you aim, and you've probably noticed that with a lot of weapons in Battlefield 1. Holding down left mouse button isn't always effective and bursting isn't what it used to be in games such as BF4. So very simply, the trench is good for hip firing and the optical is good for aiming down sights and removing targets at a slightly longer range. As I mentioned before, the weapon has a 26 round magazine, so it's definitely capable of taking down multiple enemies in a spray and pray kind of engagement, unlike many of the other weapons in the medic class. Often you are limited to 5 to 10 rounds in the medic class, so having this many, albeit with a larger amount of bullets required to kill, is quite a nice luxury. The reload is fairly long at 3.7 seconds when empty, but with that larger magazine you should be able to plan that into your fights, and you'll probably be reloading when you have rounds left in the magazine, so it's not as bad as it seems. For me, the Fedorov's biggest competitor is the M1907 factory. Although the M1907 isn't an automatic weapon, it can still be tap fired to around 300 RPM. This certainly isn't on par with the 449 that the Fedorov can achieve, however the added bullet damage of the M1907 more than makes up for that. Simply put, the Fedorov is a far easier weapon to use than the M1907 when it comes to recoil if you're hip firing at closer ranges. Hip firing will seem very easy, and even when aiming down sights the gun spread is very manageable. The M1907 however does hit more of a punch with a 42 maximum damage. 3-shot kills are possible at all close range engagements with the M1907, meaning if you hit your shots you'll be better off. Both have very similar times to kill at close range, however the Fedorov does a better job at keeping those times down at the medium range engagements. The only question I have is why are you using a close range weapon at those longer ranges? So it's very simple with the Fedorov. For me it's not the best weapon in class for close range engagements with my playstyle. If I'm looking for something that will be a really effective gun at close range, it's either the 8.25 or the M1907 Trench or maybe Factory. With the Fedorov, the only reason that I choose to use it is because it has a larger magazine, and with the Trench and hip firing I can pull off some nice flanks and take down more enemies. It's very easy to use, and as I've always mentioned, ease of use should definitely come into it when you're picking a weapon, and the recoil is easy to control and all of that stuff. Maybe if you're a console player, and I know quite a few console players who are very good at this game and choose to take the Fedorov, maybe that's because it's an easier gun to control on the sticks. With a mouse you can control recoil a lot more, and that's why you see on PC kind of a different weapon meta to what you see on console. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Fedorov. I know it's a very popular weapon, even since TTK 2.0, a lot of people enjoy using it. I've been using it a bit, as I said. I'm indifferent, it's fairly good, but it's not my favourite. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.